Welcome back to ProductionTrends.com. This is tutorial number 3 in an 8-part series going through beginning music composition using virtual instruments. And for this tutorial number 3, we're going to make an analysis of the music that we've written so far and do some decision making on what we want to write for the next section. So let's take a listen to what we have so far, and I'm also going to do some leveling of the music while it plays through. So here's what we have so far. I'm going to go into the fader window to make some changes here. So the bass is a little high. I can either bring that down or I can bring the piano up. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the piano up. We're actually going to do that in the MIDI grand window under the level. I think that sounds about balanced. So what about this music do we like so far? What are the qualities that this part has that maybe we want to contrast with the next section? And so I'm going to play the music while I think about it and write down some ideas. So I have a Google Doc open. So what about this music that we do we like so far? Let's make some notes. So the melody, the piano melody, is very happy major key, kind of march-like. So it sounds like maybe like a kid's type of march, like that you would see in a commercial about children or something. What else? It's pretty active. So in the first section, the bass is not so active. But on the second section it becomes more active, and the piano's basically just riding along the entire time. Pretty active. There's no really long-held sustained notes. So let's write that down. Both parts pretty active. Let's pick one more thing about it. Let's see here. It also has a simple chord progression right now. Like I said with the bass before, it's basically 1 4 1 5 1, and then hangs around the 4 again. 1 4 1 5 1, then 4 again. So yes, so it has a simple chord structure so far. So we'll write that down. Simple chords so far. So let's brainstorm about what qualities we want the next section to have. So I'm thinking that the next section, so since this is in a happy major key for the first section, maybe the next section can kind of go more towards a sustained minor setting. So let's say maybe minor key, although I don't think we're going to do that. Maybe minor key or hints of minor harmonies. And then since it's march-like in quality for the A section, the B section maybe can be more sustained. B section have more sustained notes. And since we know we're going to add some strings or some sort of pad synth to this, that's when they can kind of take over. That voice can take over, and the piano can maybe become more of a background voice at that point. Maybe in the next section we'll have more sustained notes, and strings will take center stage. And the first section has simple chords so far. So to contrast that, we'll do slightly more exotic chords. All right, so those are our ideas. So instead of happy major, we're going to maybe do a minor key or hints of minor harmonies. Instead of march-like, we'll have a B section with more sustained notes. Instead of both parts being pretty active, the strings will take center stage and we'll have a more sustained quality overall, more sustained texture overall. And since the first section has a simple chords, has simple chords, we're going to go towards a slightly more exotic chord progression, a little more exciting. All right, so those are some pretty good ideas. That's pretty much how I kind of brainstorm when I sit down and I compose in this way. Now, this is a very kind of thought out, brainstormed way of composing music, but a lot of times I just do this naturally. Things kind of grow on their own, but for the sake of making a tutorial, I think writing these things down and telling you how I go through the process of thinking about these things and making decisions is the best way to go about this. So let's audition some ideas. And oh yes, and one more thing. This is about the time as well where I start thinking about the overall form of the piece. And I'm going to do a separate tutorial later on about form. Okay, so let's audition some ideas in Pro Tools, and let's go to the piano and bring that up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop a section, and so we'll do 4 bars in a loop, and we're going to keep that on the piano. So now we're on the piano. So I'm just playing around here, letting it go to the next one. So I need to think, this is going to be more sustained, so I want to stay away from moving around too much. So that was a little too sad. Let's try to stay towards something a little happier. Let's go really angular this time. Kind of like that. Wrong note. Let's try to stay with that idea that we just had there. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to record that one idea, and that'll be it for this tutorial. B-do. Alright, so let's record that. So instead of doing a punch-in record, I'm going to duplicate this instrument. So we'll say piano 2. And we're just going to get rid of this stuff. So that way we can record on piano 2 and still hear piano 1. Oh, we want to turn on that. There, that'll be the phrase. Right there. So now let's listen to that. And let's actually, for fun, just copy these two sections here. So we're going to say Option drag. We're going to see how that sounds right there. So from the second repeat, I'm going to take the click off. I'm going to listen to our new idea. Beep, bop, beep, bop, beep, beep, bop, beep, bop, beep, bop, bop, beep. I think that will work. So thanks for watching tutorial number 3, where we've made an analysis of the music so far, and some decision making, and even a short recording on the next music. So the next tutorial is going to be about adding percussion or making a beat to go along with the music that you have. So we just keep on adding layers until we find something that's kind of full enough for what we want. And then we can do, later on, we can do subtractions of some of that material so that you can start with kind of a fully layered loop and then subtract some things out for when we do arranging. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial at productiontrends.com. Thank you.